Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Taheton County. As you can see, got everything done that I said I was gonna do between last episode and today. So we are going to go ahead and finish this last pass of raking, and we're gonna go get the baler hooked up and get it baled up. So we'll clean up these corners with the baler, since obviously we can't make quite as tight of a turn as the swather can. So we will just clean them up when we're all said and done, or we'll just leave them for the next cutting. Either way, whatever works. Either way will work, whatever we end up doing. So do this last little bit here. And I did also pick up a grapple bucket for our front loader. I'll show you guys that here when we go over that way to unhook the rake, because that's sitting right over there. We had the dealership deliver it up to us, so that way we didn't have to drive all the way to go get it. We'll take a look at it here as we go over to hook up the baler, as it's right on our way. Alright, we're going to drop that guy right there for now. Like I said in the previous episode, we are going to need it one or two more times. So we picked up the MDS grapple bucket. That should work out quite well for loading our feed wagon. So we're going to pull in here and get hooked on to the baler. And hop over here. It's actually kind of a nice looking setup. That is for sure. Okay, now we gotta bring up our HUD here, because I gotta make sure. I want this set on 150. Lower the pickup. Turn the baler on. And then we'll get a screenshot here once we get in a little ways. Nice looking bale right there. Well, we got most of it. I missed a little bit. I didn't quite come at it very well, so that didn't help any. Alright, let's kill the HUD here and get our thumbnail picture. bales don't quite roll far enough away. Swing around here and pick this up. And once we get on the straight up and down rows, I'm going to do some in cab. It's just kind of hard on these ends here. Thought that thing was going to go rolling on down the hill there for a moment. Yeah, I do like this combination, this Gale baler and the 4440. It's quite a nice baling setup. Might try and find a kind of older John Deere round baler, maybe, if I can. Move from this to that. Be, you know, something a little bit bigger. Eventually I want to make 180 centimeter bales, make the big bales. That, or I will just convert over and do square bales. Get like a big square baler. Because then we could get rid of those two big storage buildings that we have now for bales, and we could use Lazy E's hay sheds, because then we can just get a bale stacker that kind of stacks them more upright, and use that instead. So once we hit the end of our first headland row, I'm gonna look. I'm curious to see how many bales we get off of just this headland here. I think we're at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is number 6, so maybe 7 bales off of this first headland. It's not too bad. I think if we can get 3 cuttings off of this field before it goes into its dormancy for the winter, I think we should sit pretty okay. Oop. Way too far. Overshot that one by a lot. We'll see if we can't get all of the baling into this episode, and then we have it all complete and finished up and done. And we're only 10 minutes in now, and we are cooking. Bring the HUD back up here. Make it a little easier to see. And eventually, as we expand our farm, we'll just be expanding the yard. As we expand like our land and our farmyard and machinery and everything, eventually we'll just get rid of this field here entirely, and then we'll have this whole area where we can put a decent cow barn, we can put some calving barns, have more of a pasture set up for them as well, and then eventually we'll have more grain bins, bigger grain bins, eventually have a grain leg. We'll eventually have quite the setup going, and we'll need more buildings, bigger buildings. So we'll just kind of expand the yard outwards here. It's kind of the plan that I have in my head at the moment. Boy, I didn't rake these very straight whatsoever. So off of the headlands alone, we've already got 12 bales, which is pretty decent. Can't complain. It's not a very large field, so we're not gonna obviously get a huge amount of bales off of here. But I think we'll get a pretty fair amount, and like I said, if we can get, I mean, off of just the headlands we had 12 bales, so I'm gonna guess between, I would say around 20-25 bales. We do 3 cuttings, 4 if we can squeeze it in, and end up with, that's a big dip, end up with around 100 alfalfa bales. I would be anywhere from 75 to 100 bales. I would be a-okay with that. We just got to make sure after each cutting that we come in and spread some lime on it and spray down some liquid fertilizer. Make sure all of our levels are right where they need to be for it, so we can get as much of a yield off of it as we possibly can. Hopefully this bale doesn't roll all the way down to our house there. Go straight for the front porch. We will end up leaving a little bit of alfalfa laying in the field at the end, because once we make a full bale, we will want to stop, because we'll have to bale straw before we end up baling alfalfa again. So we want to have the baler empty so we can do so. Oops. And I guess in all reality I could just sell our bale spear and just use the grapple bucket, but with Farm Sims physics, it's a lot easier just to use a bale spear versus the grapple bucket. This is number 17 already. So I'm guessing we'll have about, I would say between 25 and 30 bales by the time we're all done. I'm hoping, at the very least, to have that many. We'll just have to see what we end up with. And then it'll be kind of interesting to see, you know, if we take this field and we put lime on it and fertilize it, and when we come back for a second cutting, it'll be interesting to see if we get the same amount of bales or if we get more or less. It'll be kind of interesting to see. I would guess that we'd get the same amount the next cutting. Oh, right at the end. So we got 5 windrows to go. Oh, and I left a little spot there. Oh well. That's just the little excess that shaved itself off as it was wrapping it. That's what we'll call it anyways. just about got her wrapped up. We're at 20. This will be number 21, so if we can get at least 4 more off of here, that would be absolutely fantastic. I have a good feeling we can. We only need 4, so I think we can manage. We'll be, if we don't fill up before we hit the end of this row, we're going to be pretty close. Already over halfway. I think we're going to fill up right before the end again, just like we did that other pass. Yep. It's a tad further back, but still same idea. Probably really shouldn't be bailing at 13 miles an hour, but you know, it's just farm sim. We're at 23. So here's 24. Come on, fill up. There you go. In all reality, kind of thinking about it, this tractor's probably more than we really need for this baler, but it works. It gets the job done. And to me, looks cool, so I like the look of this setup. Now, can we get 2 more before we run out of alfalfa? That's going to be the question. Let's see how far we get before we fill up here. We may make 1 more and then leave the rest sit. So that way we don't have a partially full baler. I mean, if we were to fill up like right in here, that'd be one thing, but we're going to be a good ways down. I don't want to really chance it. Yeah, no, we won't be able to get another full bale off of this. So we're going to pick the... Whoops. We need a baler running so we can kick this one out. Then we can shut the baler down. Sweet. And we ended with 26. Perfect. Right around where I wanted to be. So that works perfect. That could not have worked out better. That's a fairly decent amount of hay off of this little field. So now we will take this, we'll go hook on to our bale trailer. And we'll get it pulled out into the field. We're just going to shut this guy off. Because we do also have to, we're going to get that bucket put away right away. Get that done with. So we are going to just drop the forks right here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Again, not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I wanted. Couldn't see it. So we're just going to set the bucket right inside the shop there. It'll also be nice to have for in the winter time if we got somewhere that we got to get super close to and the snowblower just doesn't quite cut it, that we can get in there. I set this right over here by the shelves. Back up just a hair. There we go. Perfect. And we will pick our spear back up. Let's see if we can get some bales loaded. Now this is a double bale spear, so I'm going to see if I can get it to just do one bale. I can. Perfect. Now, to see how much of a catastrophe I can make out of loading these, because I have not manually loaded bales in I don't know how long. Not too terrible, I guess. So my timer is about to go off, but we're gonna wait. I'm gonna run just a few minutes long here. See if we can't get a full load or at least a partial load done today before we call her a day. Mainly I want to try and get one side of this trailer loaded because I want to see. Okay, so we can get 6, I'm going to say 8 bales in a load. Because I'll put this bale here. And then I can put one on top of those 2 yet. And then one more on the back end. Let's go grab this guy right here. definitely don't think I could do this in first person anymore. I used to for a while, but I am far too out of practice for that. And actually, this will work out perfect because if I can get 8 bales on this trailer, then we'll make 3 trips with the trailer, and then we'll have 2 bales on the forks. And then that'll be all of them. So 3 trips with the trailer with 8, and then we'll have 2 bales left over. And we'll grab that with the spears, and we'll be set. If only the gap was a little smaller right there between this middle bale and the end bale. 'Cause if it was, we could get 10 bales in a load. But we are not going to be able to manage that one. That's too... a little too large of a gap. Now, if we were making 180 bales, we could probably make her happen. But being that we are using 150s, I don't think we can make that happen. I'm not even gonna try. It's gonna work out perfectly the way that we're gonna do it, so why mess with it, right? Okay, 3 more bales. We'll have a full load of hay. So that means that tomorrow we will get the rest of it hauled. And then we'll see where the rest of tomorrow's episode takes us. Maybe we'll get the hay buster hooked up to the old 44 and we'll grind some of these bales right away maybe. We'll see. I might wait though. Which I probably will wait. Gotta line myself up a little better here. Throw this on, grab one more, and head it on over to the building. I know for a fact I am definitely too rusty to try and stack all these in a building nice. It's been way too long since I've done that for me to do it and trust myself to be able to do it well so that it looks nice. So, for the time being, we're just going to stick to these bale storage sheds that Giants put together. do gotta say though, that is one nicely loaded trailer. Okay, we're gonna park this guy right about here. And that should work. Now, let's see, do we got straps on this trailer? I don't think we do. Let's find out. Oh, we do. Oh, they run that way. Okay. So we'll take this on over here to our storage. And not run into any of our other items sitting along here. Oh, I can't quite back in far enough for these front two. See if I can. There we go. Sweet. Well, there is one load of hay with many more to go. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. Be sure to hit that notifications button to get notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.